wanted to share for my Mindful Monday a little snippet from my blog that I shared the other day. And yes, I still blog. I'm not sure who still reads blogs, but I still love writing because the blogs kind of write themselves. Like something will happen, some experience, some interaction, and it sticks with me. And then all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, I've got a blog. I'm going to sit down and write it. And it happens super fast. So anyway, the blog that I recently wrote is called The Unexpected Storm. And it's about how the kids and I were camping with my parents this summer. And we set out to go out on the boat one day, and it was beautiful. Forecast for a little bit of rain later, but we took an epic boat ride. It was just gorgeous, and the kids were tubing. We were having so much fun, and we stopped in Inlet, which is just a little town, and we got, some groceries and some souvenirs, and then we got back on the boat, and the kids were like ready to go tubing again. And before we knew it, we could see the sky out over in the distance, like, oh no. And then I remember saying, when is it supposed to rain? And before I could even finish that sentence, it was on us. And I mean, like, we saw the clouds were heavy and it was dark, and it felt like we had time. But the next thing you know, we were just consumed with rain. And there was no way to put the cover on the boat because we were just in it. So we had to get all the kids under cover. We're using towels and life vests to cover. And it's like torrential downpour, no visibility. My dad loses his glasses in the process. And so he's trying to drive the boat, and be mindful of other boats that are in the middle of this storm, buoys, And I'm trying to be another pair of eyes. My mom's trying to be another pair of eyes. We're talking to the kids, pray, stay calm. Grandpa's going to get us back. But we had some distance to go, and it just did not look like there was light in sight. And I reflected on that experience because we didn't see it coming. Like, it was a beautiful day. Everything was just awesome. And the next thing you knew, the storm was on top of us. And it wasn't brief. And there are many things that happen when something kind of lands on you that's challenging. A lot of times people panic and blame each other, and we don't act very, well. Or we freeze, or we don't know what to do, or we spend a lot of time asking why. And in that experience, we just kind of all worked together. We got through it. We couldn't skip it. We got through it. And afterwards, we were like just kind of grateful for one another, for the kids and their behavior, for my dad and his ability to get us safely to the dock, and navigating that storm with like little to no visibility. And I just felt like that experience was not just a tangible, got caught in the rain on the boat experience. It was much more than that. It was a lot of times you do not see the storm coming until it's on top of you, and it's not brief. How are you going to behave in the storm? How are you going to treat each other in the storm? How are you going to reflect on the storm? So I also, for me, I would not be able to get through the things we've gotten through without knowing that God is good, and He's sovereign, and He's faithful, and He never leaves or forsakes us. And His word is true, and His word says, in this life, you will have trial. He doesn't sugarcoat it. He doesn't pretend it doesn't exist. He says, you're gonna have it, but take heart, I overcome the world. So we know the end to the story. We know that we're gonna get through the storm because Jesus already overcame it.